I'm sort of jumping around on this project a little bit in between streaks of being very busy. I have a few moments here and there to do pieces, so that's what I've been doing. This is the front dash piece. I took the original factory dash piece and just cut it. You can see I cut it down and screwed and glued pieces of wood that I cut on pretty steep angles to give me an edge, and put it all together and puttied it in. And here I'm rounding the corners. I use a socket with tape on it just pushed into the putty, and while it's still a little bit soft you can trim it up and get pretty nice corners, pretty nice rounded corners. And you can see the plastic where I feathered the putty on is scuffed really good. You really have to get some nice gouges in it practically just to get that putty to really stick. And it is going to be vinyl. You could never do something like this and paint it. It has to be one material if it's going to be painted, or eventually it will show cracks. Those two little pieces you see there with the X on them, those are kind of deflectors basically, so that it sort of disperses the defrost a little better, because right now it just basically blows into the middle. I'm going to spray this down with spray adhesive, actually maybe an hour or two before I'm ready to vinyl it, and then freshen it up with another coat. And the reason I do that whenever I'm working on plastic or putty or resin, there's a wax in the putty and in the resin that comes to the surface, and you know, of course, if you sand it, you sand most of it off, but there's still going to be some wax in there, and so spray adhesive has a tendency to lift off over time. So if you spray it, let it dry, you know, 100%, and then freshen it up and let it dry again before you actually vinyl, you'll have a lot better results. And this piece is being a little more particular about that because, well, first of all, it's a vent. It's going to be, and it's on the dashboard. It's going to be going through extreme temperature changes, and you know, I don't want that vinyl lifting off, because there are some parts that are where it's basically undercuts. I did a video recently about vinyling, so I'm not going to go through a whole lot of detail on this particular one. Just maybe a few tips here and there if I think of them. Taking a break from watching the Steelers, and it's one of those games that makes you want to scream, so I need a break, so I thought I'd do a voiceover. I'm not really sure how the other piece is going to meet up with this on the back edge, but kind of the way I'm working by doing pieces, I'm not really worried about that right now. I don't like to think too far ahead on something like that. And then you get an idea in your head of something you want to do, and then you got to do it, and you realize it's not going to work, and you end up trying to make it work, and I don't want that to happen. And I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do as far as vents. I do have this little side pieces started, but I'm not really sure. I'm going to use the factory piece set down in here, the factory grill. But that's, you know, all I'm sure of now. finger kind of rolling technique. Again, holding it up until it's rolled all the way around the corner, and so that it doesn't get pressed down too soon and leave a slack in the vinyl. I'm multitasking right now, eating some trail mix, drinking some orange juice, and watching the Steelers game while I do a voiceover. Pretty impressive. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see down in here. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do on this. This is the angle that you actually see on the dash. This is the top part of the dash, so you can see the curve where the glass is on the back. And so I'm putting some wrinkle paint down in there, and I don't know, I have a couple of ideas what I want to do, but I just haven't decided yet. I'm not 100% sure. Stuff is great, by the way, if you've never used it. It is a little tricky to use to get a good finish. You have to start with a real light coat, let it just air dry, and then put on a pretty heavy coat, but it has to be even, and you really need to force dry it to get a nice finish. You have to use a heat gun and then that's kind of tricky. I'll probably do a video just on that, because it's definitely there are a lot of tricks and a lot of different things you have to do at different times, or you can really make it look really nice, or ruin it. So you have to wait a couple of days to sand it down, because it stays kind of gummy for a long time for sanding. These are just little putty pots I'm going to be making. I'm not sure how I'm going to finish them. I don't know if it's just going to be a slot or just a trim edge, but it's going to be, I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish it in the black wrinkle paint. I'm trying to make it slightly rounded. You can see in the center is a little bit higher, and I'll just basically sand it down until the edge all falls away, because then it'll be level with the top. And I'm not, again, I'm not sure how I'm going to finish it. I'm thinking it's just going to be maybe a thin edge all the way around with kind of a slanted slot. I'm really not sure.